Hey, it's Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Your Others podcast, now with the Digital Network. How's it going, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get started, lots of things always happening with Wrap Your Head Around Silks. Roll it out. We meet every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific, to foam roll our aerial problems away. This has changed my practice so much. I am no longer in chronic pain. I figured out a way to maintain my aerial body. I would love to see you. We do Zoom, we gossip, we chat. I'm able to focus in on your problems because it's still a pretty small class, and I'd love to have you there. Please go to the show notes to sign up. And if you wanted to do any of the other resources that I have on my website, I have a full comprehensive beginner to intermediate silks course, especially if you're kind of out there teaching yourself on a home rig or something like that. A lot of guidance for you guys. 12 modules. It touches everything. So that might be great for you. Also, we have aerial rehab, which is for postpartum, post-injury, post-surgery, meant to be the bridge between PT and your favorite aerial class. So check that out. Of course, I have a free mini course if you want to just get to know my style. All right, guys, today we have Rachel Shelby. She comes to us from Indianapolis, and she has a 6-month squish nursing on her as we speak. She tells us all about she had a loss, and then she got pregnant, and now she has a beautiful baby boy. We talk about her performing in her pregnancy and a lot of other things that my mama brain has now been scrambled with. So can't wait for you guys to meet her. Let's get started. Oh my goodness, I've had quite a morning, but I'm good. Bean, you want to say hi? Okay, we don't need the video, but my daughter just wants to say hi to you.
Everybody says A, right?
Huh?
Everybody says.
Rachel, do you mind turning on your video just for a second so she can see your face?
Oh, yes, not at all. I am nursing, but I will turn it on.
Rachel's Evie.
Hello.
No, this is a different Rachel. There's a baby.
Hello.
Look at the baby.
This is my son. There's a baby.
The baby's sucking on a
There's a
boob.
little baby.
I want that for my mom.
She still tries to suck on my boob. There's no milk. There's no milk, Bean. Listen.
Not how that
She
works
tries
anymore.
to accost my boob. Look at the baby just staring at you. Look at the baby staring at you.
She's staring at me.
Yeah, because you look crazy. What are you doing?
Okay, I don't think the baby.
Hi, baby Elliot.
Baby Elliot.
What?
Oh.
Hey, are you gonna go play while I do this? You almost knocked over my water. Here, this is boogers. Boogers. Go. No, there's no milk in there. Closed for business. Closed for business. I keep on forgetting. Rachel, don't let me get off the phone without her saying goodbye to you, or else it's going to be mayhem in this house.
I won't.
Oh, my goodness.
I will.
Look at me asking a mom who's breastfeeding to remind me of something. That's like number one, not nice, and number two, unrealistic.
Hey, us moms got to stick together. I have some brain power in there left somewhere.
Listen, my brain hasn't worked since
figure it out.
she came out, and it is continuing. And my partner doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He's just like, okay, go, Bean, go play.
Especially with the breastfeeding aspect. I mean, they say it takes up an extra, 30% of your body's power, which is more than what your brain takes
there's nothing
up.
left.
I mean, it's crazy.
There's zero left, and it takes roughly 600 or 700 calories a day.
And I am eating that and more. I'm just justifying it and eating, you know?
But eating feels good?
Oh my gosh, it's nourishing. Yeah.
Oh, what are you eating?
Oh, everything. Lots of protein right now. Eggs. I had an omelet this morning. He wants to sing you a song right now.
Oh, it's okay. We can take as many breaks as you need because this podcast. It's on brand,
Yes,
It's okay.
that's kind of what I expected with expecting Ariel's podcast, that you of all people were going to get it. And we
Yeah.
are in the throes of teething right now.
Oh my God,
I
has
know.
he chomped on your boob yet?
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's
Yes, he has.
bad.
And you just like, you can't do anything because right now he's 6 months old. So it's not like if I say, no, don't do that, it doesn't mean anything to
Yeah.
him right
No, it
now.
doesn't mean
So
anything.
it's just like, oh, buddy, don't do that. Like, just pull it away for a second. But I get it. I mean, it hurts. So that's how he wants to be comforted.
Is it gums more so though when it chomps?
Yes, he only has at 3 months he got the two bottom center teeth, and right now, listen to this. He has four top teeth coming in at the same time.
Oh
Four. I know.
man.
I don't envy babies having to go through teething. I mean, that's a lot. And this is coming from an Arielist who doesn't mind wrapping herself up in sometimes chains. You know what I mean? Like, I still think teething pain could be worse than that.
No, it's so different because it's like your skin is getting punctured. But how are you, like, are you freezing the fruit? Like, how are you dealing with that teething?
So I was freezing actually celery stalks. Because I don't know
Oh,
what it is about the color and celery, but that tends to be his favorite thing. So we've been doing that. I have some homeopathy drops that were midwife approved, because I think
okay.
now the recommendations are like like when we were growing up, like they were like numbing spray. I mean, dab whiskey on their gums, right? Now I think the recommendation
Mm.
is not numbing anything. So we're trying some alternative things at the moment, but we'll do what we have to do to keep this little guy comfortable, you know?
Yeah, yeah. The frozen fruits and vegetables were always the recommendation from.
Yeah.
But it sucks because not just like obviously the breastfeeding and like I never had to do a nipple shield, but my friends did
Yeah.
that. Um, it's the waking up in the middle of the night. That's what it was for us. Like she just couldn't sleep.
Yeah. Because I mean, think about it. You're just sore all the time. They're swollen, sore. You don't know what's happening. You just want mom near, and that's all
Yeah,
you know. And you don't care that it's 4 a.m., 6 a.m., 8 a.m. Like
yeah,
you're just
yeah.
like, Mama, come here. I need you. And that's what we do as moms. We show up when they need us.
I'm in butler mode currently.
Yeah.
So instead of like caring with like my body parts, which I have to say I'm very happy that that is not the case anymore.
Yeah.
I'm 100% the butler. So, okay. So, how old is baby Elliot right now?
He is 6 months right now. He'll be 7 months next week.
Oh my God, I appreciate you guys so much. I have had so many new moms come on here. The baby's like fresh, certain levels of fresh, and you guys are carving out the time. So,
It gives me
how?
something to do. It kind of breaks up my day and makes me feel like not
An
just a
adult?
mom. Yeah, an adult, not just a mom.
Yeah.
Even though I love the title of mom, it's nice to feel like I'm a professional outside of momhood, you know?
Yeah, okay, let's take this moment to go back for a second. Rachel, if you would say your full name, introduce yourself, where you live, a little bit about your family, a little bit about your aero practice, what you do during the day, and then I'm going to just jump in and ask you a bunch of random questions.
Okay, that sounds good. My name is Rachel Shelby. I am a Midwestern girly. So I was born in Ohio. I went to school in Ohio, met my husband at the University of Cincinnati. And then when I graduated from school, I followed him down to Atlanta, Georgia, because he was going to chiropractic school. And while we were down there, I stumbled my way into an aerial yoga studio, and I ended up doing a teacher training in aerial yoga and started teaching aerial yoga at a circus school. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Look at those classes. I can never do that. I would never be able to do that. And then lo and behold, I started taking some classes and realized I had a knack, not just a knack, but also a love for it. And the rest is kind of history. I got some teacher trainings under my belt, started getting performance opportunities in Atlanta and around Atlanta. And yeah, so I've taught a lot and I performed in some cool venues. So when I was in Atlanta, I taught on a TV show that was being filmed. If you ever watched Fox, it was called Labor of Love. It came out in 2020. I don't know if you had ever heard of it.
No, I haven't. That's cool.
Yeah, it was essentially a bachelorette type of show, except the main point of it was the bachelorette, she wanted to have a baby with whoever was going to win the show. That was kind of the point of it. So it was a little bit funky, but where I came in was one of the dates. They had an aerial lesson. And the guy who I taught the date with ended up winning the show. So that was kind of cool.
You know what? Was it that show or was it another one? Because definitely there's a handful of shows that are like that.
Yes. It only had one season, and again, I filmed it in sometime in 2018, and then it aired during the pandemic. It was kind of a funny show, so I kind of thought maybe it got left on the cutting room floor, and then the pandemic happened and they stopped filming shows. So I think they kind of picked it back up and put it out there. So
okay, and so when? Sorry, I might have missed it.
You're good.
When did you were born and raised in Ohio? Yes. I'm born and raised in Ohio.
Oh, I'm from...
Sorry, not born, just raised.
I'm from Toledo.
You're from Toledo. Yeah. I'm from the Columbus area, but not Columbus, just in the cornfield somewhere.
I was just in Columbus yesterday. My sister got married in Columbus.
Oh my God, that's a big deal.
I know, it's crazy.
You were in the wedding?
Matron of honor. Yep, for my big sissy. So.
How did you manage to do all that and then
gosh.
6-month-old kid?
My mother-in-law was a saint. She came for the weekend because I'm exclusively breastfeeding my son right now. But it was a kid-free wedding because obviously I didn't have kids at my wedding either. So my mother-in-law basically just brought him to me when he needed to eat and took him from there. So we just we got it done, you know? And it was a fun weekend.
I love it. Where was the wedding? What was the venue anything I would know?
You'll know the area, German Village.
Oh, yeah.
Super cute little brick area. Yeah, it's a newer venue. I think that was maybe one of their first 10 weddings, but my sister knew the people who owned the building, and it ended up being super fun, really bright colors, lots of florals. It was gorgeous.
It wasn't Adelaide's, was it?
No, it was a place called the Century.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my God, that's so exciting. So you've been traveling too.
Oh my gosh.
Did you just get back yesterday?
Yesterday. And then you asked this earlier. During the day, I own a chiropractic office with my husband. My husband's a chiropractor, and I help out with the business side. From home right now because I have my son. But later this week we have a conference in Chicago that we're gonna have to go to. So we just got back and we're traveling again.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Are you a chiropractor too?
I am not. I'm doing just the clinical and business side of things, or the non-clinical and business side of things.
How useful is it to have a chiropractor in your household?
Especially while pregnant and while being an aerialist, extremely.
Oh my God, can you tell us some things that your husband helped you with?
Yeah, so I'm very lucky. So not only is he a chiropractor, but he is specifically a pediatric and prenatal family chiropractor. So,
oh, geez. Oh, my God. Can he come on the podcast?
Sure. Oh, my gosh. He would love to come on the podcast.
Wait, does he love talking?
Yes. He's very, yes, in like a polite, not ramble
kind
of way.
I'm not asking.
Kind of way.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But yeah, we've done specific trainings for pediatric and prenatal certifications and health outside of school. So there's a technique in chiropractic called the Webster technique that helps pregnant women just get more comfortable while being pregnant. It doesn't involve any twisting, cracking, or popping. And it, I think, is the reason that I had one of the big reasons I had such a smooth delivery and pregnancy overall. I kind of skipped a lot of the aches, pains that are associated with pregnancy. I was able to stay active the entire time. So, yeah, I feel very lucky to not only love this guy, but he's also very useful to have around during this stage of life, you know?
Oh my God, that's very useful. I mean, I'm a body worker and my partner does not take advantage of it
Oh
because
my
he
gosh.
thinks it's too painful.
No,
He's such a wimp.
yeah, I feel very lucky that he does the work that he does and is very passionate about it, always continuing education and learning more and more. So, very, very lucky to have him.
I love this, and
Yeah.
we're gonna have a second Shelby on this podcast sometime
Yeah.
soon. Okay,
Dr. Nick Shelby.
I love it. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go back. Let's go
Yeah,
back.
sorry.
So this is no, don't be sorry. I like figuring out how you're feeling today, and then let's go all the way back.
Okay.
Rachel, is your first kid?
This is my first baby. Yep.
Okay. Did you guys plan for this family, or was it a surprise blessing?
A little bit of both. So we got married in 2019. We knew we wanted to wait a couple of years because we were planning on opening the business the year after we got married. So we weren't going to do like wedding baby business because that would have been insane. Oh, and also during that time before we opened the business, we moved from Atlanta to Indiana, and I'm currently in Indianapolis or north of Indianapolis.
Oh, what brings you there?
It's not too far from either family, either
Oh,
side of the
okay.
family. So my family's in Toledo. My husband's family is in Cincy. We're kind of in between both of those. And Indy's a really growing city, and they have aerial gyms, which not every city does. So that was another reason that we moved there.
And so did you guys decide as a family, just so opening the business, did you do it in Atlanta first?
No, he was finishing up school in Atlanta. So he went to Life University to finish up chiropractic school.
Okay.
Once he graduated, we knew that we wanted to move somewhere back in the Midwest, and
Got it.
we settled on Indianapolis.
Okay, so you're like, okay, it's a thriving city that's
Yes.
growing. We can have a business there. We can be closer to our family. This is
Yes.
like perfect.
Exactly.
Okay,
So
amazing.
so we decided to move, and then 2020 happened, and we moved in May of 2020 to Indiana, which was a crazy pants time of life, obviously. But we were still really set on opening our business, so we worked hard and we got it open in December of 2020. So this coming December will be 4 years open, which was very cool. We're very lucky. Um, and we wanted to have a couple of years under our belt with business ownership, building our team and everything before we started having kiddos. So we felt like it was a good time to start in about 2022. So we started the whole trying thing, temperature tracking, um, all of that, ovulation tests and everything. And we got pregnant in the late summer of 2022, and we experienced a loss just a couple of weeks in. I wasn't very far along, didn't even have a dating scan, maybe 7 weeks along, 8 weeks along, in 2022. And we were then recommended to hold off on trying for a little bit because after you have a pregnancy loss, just like when you give birth, your hormones can go crazy. And that's what happened with me. My thyroid went really wacky, and all of my other associated sex hormones really had their own journey, I'll say. So I spent a lot of time just getting my health back under control, lots of blood tests, trying all the different things, and all of this while still being a business owner, being an aerialist, performing and teaching. And then we ended up getting pregnant in May of 2023. So just about 6 months after the loss. But that time was a really interesting time of life because I had just started an aerial contract where I was contracted to do 65 shows over 2.5 months.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wait.
I know. So I got pregnant like pretty much immediately as that contract started.
I don't know if you heard Bean. She just came racing into the room like a terror. What was your role in this show?
Yeah, so there's a local theater company that does dinner shows and it was a kids show. It was Beauty and the Beast. So I did some of the stage, like regular acting, singing work, but they also had me in the air do a silks piece during Be Our Guest. I was supposed to be the chandelier. So that was cool. And then another point in the show, I did some really simple lyra work. I was over the audience at that time, so I just did some posy wave to the kids kind of work. They didn't want me to do anything that would put anyone in jeopardy since I was upside down. Or sorry, I was over the audience. But it was
on a lyra.
Yes, on a lyra.
On a lyra, like orbiting.
Yep. Or sorry, not orbiting. I was being moved on a track from.
Okay, so more controlled.
Yes, from the back of house to over the stage and back. So I was being moved, which has caused another risk if I were to try to do anything crazy. So, but the Silks act was fun because it was only about 90 seconds and it was a fast 90 seconds. But I found out that I was pregnant and I was like, oh my gosh, I probably shouldn't be doing some of the moves that I'm doing. Like I had a hip key sequence where I was wrapping my belly. And I was like, oh, I don't know how this is going to feel when I'm 12 weeks pregnant. So I probably should change all of my choreography. And this was like, I didn't want to tell anybody at the time in the show because I didn't want it to be like it was the previous pregnancy where I had a loss. So I was kind of lost on what to do. Do I tell people? Do I not? Because then I risk having people know, and then they look at you with pity, or they're scared for you the entire time. So yeah, I ended up telling my stage manager at the time, and he was such an angel about it. He kept it under wraps, made sure that I was comfortable, was cool with me changing my choreography a bit to make it a little bit simpler, a little bit safer. So yeah, I was very lucky though. I felt great during that entire contract, and it was tough. I mean, I did 8 shows a week.
Yeah,
2 a day, and the show itself with intermission was 2.5 hours.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm very lucky though because I skipped morning sickness. I had great energy. Body wise, I felt good. I did notice that my joints started to feel a little bit loosier, goosier, and my split looked incredible because of all the relaxin that was pumped in. Like you could tell, like as the show went on, I was like, "Ooh, that split's looking juicy." So. Yeah, and then the final week of the show, I ended up telling my castmates and the rest of the crew, and it was really fun. They were incredibly supportive. So,
oh, and it's like a celebratory moment for sure.
Exactly. I did have a little. I shouldn't have said I didn't have any morning sickness. I had a little bit of it here and there around like week maybe 10, 11, and one point I experienced it at the theater, and I was running to the bathroom and I pushed the star, who was Belle, like aside, like just like a crazy person, just ripped through the hallway, pushed her, knocked her on her butt. And she was like, what in the heck is wrong with Rachel? So I obviously later told her, like, sorry, I was pregnancy puking, but no one could know at that time. So just had
you could also say you were just like puking.
Yeah, exactly. I was dizzy.
Right.
Like I just, we do so many shows, I was dehydrated. So
yeah,
but I ended up pushing the star of the show over. So that was something we laughed about later on when I told her.
I feel like in another universe where you really hate the diva, it's a really good excuse too.
Oh no, she was an absolute angel and incredibly talented. So no, that was not the case, luckily.
And Rachel, you can sing as well?
I can read music. I can follow music. I'm not going to say I can star in a show, but yes, I can.
But you can ensemble it for sure then.
And I ensembled it. That's exactly what I did. And it was a really fun show to ensemble because it was Beauty and the Beast. It's songs that we grew up with. So yeah, it was great.
Did you happen to be on like a gold fabric?
No, actually, I have a set of bright pink silks that I acquired from one of my gyms in Atlanta closing, and it's my personal set. It was my practice silk. So when we were doing a rigging check, I brought that to the theater, and the director saw it, and she was like, "Oh, I had some like silver or white silks for you to be on, but you're for sure going to be in these hot pink ones." And I was like, "All right, great." So I was in a silver costume on hot pink silks, and it was incredible. The show was really vibrant, really colorful. So yeah, 65 performances on those silks.
Oh my God. And every time I like try to pick the color of silks for a particular like performance, I always have something in my mind and I go in there and they show me the lighting and it always changes.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Well, the theater, it's a dinner theater, no windows. It's mostly black to be kind of a blank canvas. And so the pink stood out in just the most fabulous way. And it ended up looking so good in all the promo shots. Unfortunately, because it's an equity theater, which they have actors who are on equity, no videos exist of the performances. So I know it's crazy. So the only things that I have from that are the promo photos that were taken. But yeah, and I was very early on then, so there's no baby bump, you can't tell.
What was did you have a birth plan and did it go to plan?
So I knew that I wanted a natural birth. Ideally, I wanted a home birth. So my husband was born at home. My family is from Poland, so everyone was born at home there. So that was the goal. So I worked with a local midwifery group that's literally called Home for Birth. That's what they specialize in. And I saw them all throughout my pregnancy. I still did do, like, it was crunchy, but I still had ultrasounds. We did blood work. We did testing. I think sometimes people hear home birth and they're like, oh my gosh, she just was alone in a room and had a baby. Like, no, there was a professional air to all of it. So yeah, I was due February 11th. And as a first time mom, I really thought I was going to be going into labor around like 39 weeks, maybe 40 weeks. No, ma'am. 41 weeks and 6 days is when my water broke. Yes.
No.
41 weeks and 6 days, like almost 42 weeks. When I tell you that mentally I was over it, I was over it.
Done.
I was so done. And it's not even like I was physically uncomfortable, which yes, I was, but that wasn't even it. I just thought that I would be holding my baby by that time. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Like, when am I going to meet this sweet, sweet child? But I really wanted to personally avoid inductions, just because I know that they can lead to different things, and babies come when babies want. My body is smart. It's designed to do this. It's built to do this. That being said, I did between 40 weeks and 42 weeks, I did do some additional ultrasounds just to make sure that he was good in there. And he was just patient. He was just...
Okay, does the midwife have any recommendations for if you pass 40 weeks?
Yes, and I did every single one of them 10 times a day.
Okay, but what are those things?
Yeah, so, I mean, curb walking, red raspberry leaf tea, pineapple juice, dates, sex. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's this castor oil drink, which I think a lot of midwives, maybe 50% of them recommend, 50% of them don't, because it can be pretty intense. None of them worked. Nope. My boy was just snug as a bug as a rug. Yeah, he was just like, you know what? I know what my birthday is, and I'm going to surprise you guys. And yeah, he ended up coming. So I was due February 11th, and he ended up coming on February 24th. So,
wow.
Yeah, I labored in the water for a while. We had a birth tub set up in my upstairs. And I don't think I even mentioned this. I was in labor for 56 hours, so 3 days.
Oh my God.
I know.
You were pregnant so long and then laboring
for so long.
I
know. But when you have a baby, when you're having a baby, when you're in labor, the time is just different. So people are like, how are you up for 2.5 days? I was like, your brain kind of shifts into what I call labor land, and you're just kind of floating there. You're almost observing the situation. You're not as intensely in it, or at least that was my experience with it. So I kind of blinked and I was like, oh shoot, it's been 2.5 days and I'm pushing. So I know it sounds like it's crazy, but it wasn't so bad. Can I say that? Or
Okay, so
at least in my
no, you
experience?
can.
In my experience,
The
it
thing is
wasn't.
that the time can go faster, the time can go slow,
For
and I
sure.
think that we just have to be thankful that the time went fast for you.
Yeah, and well, at least in my perception of it. I know
Well, I mean, that's all that matters, though, right? Your
right.
perception of it, like.
Yeah.
I can either like have days with my bean if I'm a stay-at-home mom where the days last forever, or it
Yeah.
can go by
Or
fast.
you
You know
can
what I'm saying?
blink.
And it does go
Yeah.
by fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I know my husband was worn out. My doula was worn out. They were taking shifts because I got pretty much stuck at 9 centimeters dilated for a long time. And it turns out my little bub had his shoulder stuck in a funky position. So I don't know how much birth we want to talk about. Uh,
Oh, I want to hear all of it.
okay, cool, because I love talking about it. It's fine by me.
Well,
So
so did the midwife like try to go in there and like loosen the shoulder at all, or is there's like no room for a hand?
no, she had to. So I was pushing him out, and she wanted to wait until the head was out. And as soon as the head was out, she reached her hand inside, got the stuck shoulder, rotated it, and he just came whoosh, out like immediately, rushed out afterwards. But yeah, I had a whole hand inside of me while his head was out. I mean, it was just the most wild experience ever. But then he was there, and he was a perfect, healthy 8 pounds, 1 ounce. So for 42 weeks, he wasn't even like a super giant baby. He's pretty middle of the road, 8 pounds. Yeah.
Okay, Rachel, I think that we're glossing over the fact that you're completely a superwoman right now because no pain medication if you're in a pool,
No.
I'm assuming.
No.
Yes. So if you would rate the pain over the course of the labor, and if you like it when it was the worst, and then compare it to the worst pain of your life.
Yeah, so it's funny. The pain of the contractions wasn't as bad as for me, trying to pee while I was having the contractions. The way that he came down, his head was on my bladder for a lot of it. So if I tried to pee, that was like 11 out of 10 pain. The actual contractions themselves, I learned how to breathe through them. I did a lot of prep work, hypnobirthing. I put my headphones on. I basically was just in my own labor land. I would give the contractions at their worst probably an 8. Trying to pee during labor, 11. That was the worst part.
And was it like what was the pain? Was it sharp? Was it dull? Was it back pain? Was it like urethra?
It was building pain. So the contractions come in waves. They build small and then they peak and then they lower back down. So it was a building pain in my belly and pelvis. It wasn't fiery. It wasn't like sharp stabbing. It just kind of built and squeezed, which is I think is exactly what they're supposed to do. But I don't know. I didn't let the pain scare me because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to have a natural birth. So I knew that it was just it's a natural process. It was going to be done at some point. So just kind of prepared for it as mentally best as I could.
Did that thought help? Like, this has got to be over at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
And
okay.
honestly, I was telling my sister about this. I thought about it. Every woman in my family, every ancestor that I've ever had has done this. Otherwise we wouldn't be here. So I was like, man, if every woman that got me here can do it, then why the heck can't I do it? I do aerial silks. I get wrapped up, like a sausage sometimes. I mean, I do duo trapeze. Like there are some painful things that I've experienced there. So I was not afraid of the pain because of aerial and because I knew every woman in my family had done it. So that gave me a lot of comfort, reassurance, and power, honestly.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Y'all are superwomen. I personally didn't want to go that direction. So I'm very blown away by the many, many women that I've talked to that choose this. And would you do it again like that if you got pregnant again?
Heck yeah, I will.
Yeah. Okay.
But I see it both ways because it's super intimidating. Birth is like this big event that you can prepare for it, but you can't at the same time. So, and a lot of women have complications. So I feel like I live in a really cool place where if I wanted to have the hospital intervention birth, I can do that, but I can also have the home birth that I want too. So we live in a cool time where we have options.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Rachel, did I ask you already? How old are you?
I'm 30. I
Okay.
had him at 29.
Okay. And can you see? Oh my God, my brain does not work. Like I have no memory of what I asked you. Would you have another kid? Are you excited to have another kid?
Yeah, I want a big family.
Okay.
My husband and I are toggling between 3 and 4 kids right now. So yeah,
Okay.
I don't want to have
And
babies.
would you time it out like
Yeah,
so that they're close in age?
that's what we're trying to figure out right now. Like, do we want to have 2 years between? Do we want to have 3 years between? I don't want to have babies when I'm 40, so we have to figure
Yeah.
that out. And I want my body to heal enough so I can go back to my aerial practice, which I have been a little bit. I'm teaching a little bit right now, um, but I feel like if I have them too close, then I won't ever be back in the air in the way that I was before. You know?
Yeah, you have to go back in between if you're going to have it in 6 or 7 years from now.
Exactly.
Or you could start again, but I don't think any of us really are interested in that.
No,
It's
no.
like we want to go back. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like a part of us that we miss dearly. So like I want to have some space so I can breathe, teach again, get strong again before I start over again.
Okay, and how does your body feel in the air now? 6 months?
Yes.
You already started.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So I was in the air until midway through January and I had him about a month later. So I was in the air pretty dang pregnant.
Oh yeah.
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 Because I knew that once he was here, it was going to be different, and I wasn't going to have the freedom to just do whatever I wanted for however long I wanted. So I was in the air a lot during my pregnancy, and I taught up until my 8th month, and then I came back to the gym. Mind you, my husband is a chiropractor. I was seeing a pelvic floor physical therapist. I had the blessing of my midwife. I was back in the air at 5.5 weeks, obviously in a very, very different capacity than I was pre-pregnancy and even during pregnancy. My abs felt like a bowl of jello. Um, but I go and teach a class every week right now, and I'm in the air for half an hour right now. I'm finally feeling better about inverts. I feel like I'm not worried about if I'm gonna pee. Like all of that stuff is starting to regulate. But yeah, the first time that I got back in the air, nobody talks about this, but once you have the baby, the pressure in your abdomen just changes. So you have this baby and then they're out and now suddenly your muscles want to push against something, but it's all floppy and flabby and there's nothing to push against until it heals and tightens up a little bit. So I tried to do my first invert and my my core was like, no, we're gonna wait a couple months on this one. So it's interesting coming back to your body and doing things that were so familiar, as familiar as walking and breathing, and your body's like, I can't do this right now. So yeah, it's been an interesting return.
You know what it felt like to me? It felt like there was a vacuum of space.
Yes, exactly.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's a vacuum of space and there's like almost like there's too much air in there.
Yes, exactly. Like there's just an empty cavity and your abs are just kind of floating around in there until that cavity over time naturally gets smaller. So
Yeah.
And so I feel very lucky that I have the ability to go back to this practice and I'm excited to keep getting stronger, but I would definitely be lying if I said that I miss how strong I was before. But this is what we do as moms. We make these sacrifices with our body to have these kiddos, and I want to say I'll do it again, and I am going to do it again and again. But I'm excited to do it again with now knowing what postpartum looks like a little more and what's more realistic.
If you were to assign a percentage to where you're at right now compared to where you were.
That's a great question. Maybe it depends on the apparatus, but to give you an answer, probably 70% of the way there.
Okay.
I have a duo partner, and we are very dynamic in our duo trapeze partnership, and that stuff would probably be the hardest things for me to return to right now because those were very strength intensive. Yeah, I think sling I could probably go back to. sooner. But yeah,
Okay.
I feel lucky
Okay.
that right now I'm able to still teach because my brain is still there. My brain still remembers all of the things and the theory and all of it. It's just my body can't quite do it right now.
Yeah. I mean, it took me a really long time to, I mean, I want to say like it took me all this time.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. To like really, I mean, I had some other stuff going on because I have a lot of gut issues. So
Yeah.
like when you're bloating and now your body has gotten stretched,
Yes.
your body's like, oh, I can just stretch more. And all this gas has more home
Oh my gosh.
to like more real estate.
And you're just so uncomfortable the entire time. And you're trying to do something incredibly athletic, and it's like, oh, your body just feels terrible.
Yeah, and there's a lot of reasons why people bloat. Like,
For sure.
you know, it's maybe it's my perimenopause because I'm in that stage of my life. Maybe it's whatever the fuck it is.
Sure.
It's like
There's literally a bajillion different things that it could be, right?
bajillion different things, and so it's also stress for me because if my stress levels go up, like an IBS it can have an inflammatory response from stress levels.
Sure.
So like when it was at the worst, like my abs would not go back and wouldn't contract the same way because it is now filled with air.
Yes.
More air.
Yes.
And more space for air. So I think because of that journey postpartum, like my gut issues on top of, and I like went to a doctor a couple years after postpartum and I found out I have trouble with, you know, when they do a colonoscopy, endoscopy, there's no food in your system, there's no water. So it's just your tissue, right?
Right.
There is a problem from my esophagus all the way to my anus.
Oh my gosh.
I have acid reflux, esophagitis, gastritis in my stomach, IBS, SIBO in my lower tract.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not fucking with you
Yeah.
guys. Like I only know this and I'm 47 and it's been haunting me. And then my actual butt, I just talked about this in the last podcast. When I was an infant, when I was 6 months old, they had to do a surgery because my rectum had not fully formed
Interesting.
in utero, or that's what they're guessing because they don't know quite sure.
Sure.
They're not completely sure.
Wow.
And so I have tract issues from the top to the bottom.
Just the whole dang system.
The whole thing without food, without like anything inflaming it, and with nothing to digest. It's in the tissue. They can see it on the scans. And I'm like, what the F? But then also feeling very validated for all of the issues I've been having my whole
Absolutely.
life.
And it's nothing that you did. It's not like you
Exactly.
It's not like you neglected yourself and ate or drank or did whatever. It's just inflammation. It's just, you know, what it is. But at least you have some answers, I hope,
Yes.
now, and you feel
Yes.
validated and empowered in that way, so you can make some strides. But man, how many times did you just say itis? I mean, inflammation, itis. That's crazy.
Itis.
Yeah. Crazy,
Yeah,
crazy.
and then also like I'm so over, and it hasn't been a while because you know when you're older, people aren't in your business as much as when you're a kid trying to figure out what's wrong with you. But like no, I didn't eat something. Like obviously I ate something, but it would be anything.
But that's not the issue. It's literally
That's
like
not the issue.
you can drink the cleanest, purest water on the planet, and you're still gonna have some sort of response.
Yeah, because sometimes I like do like what is it? Intermittent fasting because it
Yes.
helps my body because like I'm not like I have breaks from digestion,
Yeah,
right?
it just gives you a break.
And it gives me a break, and sometimes I can drink water and I'll have gas from drinking water just because there's nothing in my stomach. So I'm like, I can't win, but at least I can talk about it, and I have a whole podcast to talk about my issues, which is great.
That's awesome. When I had my pregnancy loss, my hormones went crazy, and I was not expecting it, but they affected my gut in a big way. So you're talking about perimenopause. When you're postpartum, when you're breastfeeding exclusively like I am, when you have a pregnancy loss, my blood work right now looks like I'm in the early stages of menopause. That's what my provider told me 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Which is so crazy. But when I had my pregnancy loss, my gut had a lot of issues, and I had to go down the rabbit hole to kind of figure out what was wrong, how to fix it. Do I need to go the holistic route? Do I need to go the allopathic route? Do I self-diagnose? I read so many books on it. I mean, I even did like the medical medium route. I did Dr. Steve Gundry. I mean, you name it. I tried it, and we finally found what worked for me. But self-diagnosed a lot. I went allopathic route. I went holistic route. I did like the medical medium. I even did like the celery juice cleanse, thinking that that might help.
Did it?
It did to an extent. It was really good at flushing the system.
Yeah, like you were like there's no poop left in there.
Nothing. And I did it every morning on an empty stomach. And it definitely helped keep me regular, which was an issue at that time. So there was definitely some merit there. Now, do I think it cures all diseases? No. But I think that celery juice is not a bad thing. Neither is lemon water. And I did a lot of Dr. Steve Gundry stuff. Have you heard of him or learned about his work?
I haven't.
He has the Plant Paradox, and he recently came out with another book called Gut Check. He is a heart surgeon turned like gut fanatic. If you are interested in that, check out his work. You'll enjoy it a lot.
Okay, yeah, I'll look it up.
Yeah. Big into like the probiotics world, helped me with some SIBO that I was experiencing. So
You have SIBO too?
I did. Heck yeah, I did.
You did, and not anymore?
Not anymore.
Good for you.
But my gut was so out of balance, out of whack. It was uncomfortable all the time. I looked like I had gained about 20 pounds post loss. It was all water and inflammation.
Oh my God, I'm so glad I brought up my gut stuff because then you brought up your gut stuff. This is, my listeners, this is real. Like if you're going through this,
Yes.
you are not alone.
No,
it's like a big deal.
But it can feel like incredibly alone, and it can feel like
Yes.
it's all your fault. Like
Yes.
I was not strict enough on this. I could have just worked out more. I could have just taken this supplement sooner or whatever it is. Sometimes it's none of that. And sometimes that stress of like, I could have fixed this doesn't help anything. Like you said, like stress is a huge part of gut stuff. Yeah. And it's funny. I found a little bit of a passion from personally having gone through that loss journey on gut health, thyroid health, female hormones. And so it was a weird, I won't call it a blessing because it was still a loss, but it was a blessing in disguise. Because I learned a lot about myself, and in some ways I am better off for at least the knowledge that I acquired.
Yeah, I talk about this all the time. Like to go through a loss, I didn't myself, but so many women here on this podcast have, and like the medical stuff that you have to go through with the emotional stuff,
Oh my gosh.
without the payoff, it just sucks. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think there's another word for it.
Yeah, and a lot of providers they'll be empathetic, but they see it so often because it is so common that when you're going through it for the first time, you're like, oh man, they're treating this like routine. And I just
Yes,
I just had like the most devastating thing that can happen to a woman happen, especially when this was a wanted pregnancy. This was something that was planned and we tried for, you know. So yeah, it can be really devastating and feel alone, which is why one of the reasons that I decided to bring it up, because I wasn't sure if I was going to, because I've kept it pretty private. Only probably a handful of people around me know, but I don't want people to think that it doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen to athletes and people who are otherwise healthy, because it does. And there's not always a reason for it or a cause or like a mistake that I made. It's just sometimes it happens.
Yeah. Oh, Bean.
Hey.
Oh my goodness. You know what? Rachel's kid did so good. Better than my kid in the podcast time.
He's
I
sleeping.
did good too.
You did too
Yeah.
good, Bean.
No, I did better too.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let Rachel, if you would turn on your video just
Yeah.
for a second.
Yeah.
Here, Bean, you can talk to Rachel. Hold on.
Better too.
Are you mad at me now? Oh, don't be mad.
She said my mom said I wasn't good.
Oh,
sweet
this
girl.
is break my heart. You
Sweet
break my
girl.
heart with that. Rachel, I thank you for your time.
Thank you for
let's
having me.
Yeah, let's do a check-in like a year and see where you guys are at in
Oh my
life.
goodness, that'll be fun. Yeah, I'm excited to
Okay,
see
yeah.
where Miss Bean is at that time too.
I know. Okay, well, she's really trying to get this headset off of me, so we're going to say goodbye.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, hold on.
Oh.
She wants to say goodbye again. Hold on.
Bye.
Bye. Elliot just woke up, perfect timing. Bye.
Oh my goodness, Rachel. That baby squish on you is amazing. And thank you so much for carving out the time. I know that this is a very busy time of your life, and I appreciate you. My friends, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. If you'd like to be in the podcast, just send me a DM or email me.
Carrie at wrapyourheadaroundsilks.com. This is for you guys. It's for the worldwide community. So if you have a story that you'd love to share, please reach out. I'd love to have you as a virtual student. So if you go to the show notes, there's links for all of my online resources, free mini course, comprehensive beginner to intermediate, and aero rehab as well. I'd love to have you guys there. And check out Greener Grass. It's the podcast that I do with Kelly McVeigh. And we talk about so many things that you might care about. And then we also just gab. We have so much fun. Please leave me a 5-star rating and review. It makes such a huge difference. So I would appreciate that with all of my heart. And thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Over and out. This is Carrie with Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Your Host.